Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be taking you through my itinerary for Lisbon, Portugal. Lisbon is for the art lover, the foodie, the historian, and those who want to be near the sea. If you're planning a trip, this 3-day Lisbon itinerary is the ultimate guide for visiting. One thing I love about Lisbon is how the past and present can coexist seamlessly. So, I arrived in Lisbon by nightfall, and the view was breathtaking. I was so excited. Although a bit jet lagged from the long flight, but still excited. So, as soon as I was done at the airport, I ordered an Uber to take me to my hotel. The cost to me about 15 euros. Although I heard it's cheaper if you take the subway, I was too tired and packed a lot of stuff. So, plus, the Uber was to take me directly to my hotel. So, I didn't mind spending a little bit more. It took us about 30 minutes to get to the hotel. And as soon as I arrived, I checked in and then went to bed early. Night, night. Day one. I woke up from a great sleep in Lisbon, Portugal. Okay, guys, so the first thing that I did in Lisbon was to go on a walking tour. Whenever I travel, I like to get a feel for the land and know where I am. So I usually take tours on the first day. I have booked a guide and I will always recommend this. It makes everything easier. So Lisbon is hilly, so if you aren't physically fit, you'll have to take a tuk-tuk. The streets are narrow, so some of the areas are inaccessible by Uber and taxi. But what's great about it is that almost everywhere is pretty walkable. If you don't want to walk, you can take a tram or a tuk-tuk. For longer distances, you can take the metro. The tour was so fun. And my guide made stops at some of the historical sites and even explained the history behind them. Our first stop was Praça de Comércio, a large square where I've heard many activities take place at night. So I already had it in mind to pass by later in the evening. So from there, I climbed up the Arco de Rua Augusta, which is the top of the arch, to get a bird's eye view of Lisbon city streets. It was so beautiful. Okay, so during the tour, I visited the Santa Vista lift, an elaborate elevator that offers a paid ride to the top where you can enjoy a lookout point. When I got there, though, there was a long line. But my guide took me through the back way that led up to the lookout deck, and I was able to enjoy the view for free without riding in the actual elevator. Shout out to my guide for knowing those back roads. That's why it's important to get a guide. The view was stunning. I took some pictures and then went on my way. I stopped at the Better Chant. Now that's the oldest recorded bookstore in the world. So of course I had to buy a couple of books. It was such a fabulous hidden gem. And as a book lover, I was in heaven at that point. Ah. From there, I saw the Lisbon Cathedral, locally known as the Sé de Lisboa. It is the city's oldest and most iconic church, and the building is truly magnificent. The architecture and the stonework were truly a masterpiece. It was built in the 12th century after Lisbon was recaptured from the Moors. The cathedral has endured up until now. That's pretty cool, right? You have to pay a fee to get into the cathedral. But I passed because I was hungry, y'all. And I headed out to the Time Out Market. I fell in love with Lisbon again at the Time Out Market. The aroma and concept of so much food of different kinds being together in one place was just brilliant. I had a hard time picking what to eat. There was so much to choose from. but I eventually settled for the bacalhau de natas, which is like a creamy codfish casserole. I don't know what was in it, but it was so delicious. Campbell soup good. Dinner was wonderful, y'all. I had almahels al bahal bato, which is clams with garlic and coriander sauce, and a white wine. After dinner, I headed out to explore Lisbon at night. Lisbon's bars are a vibe. The music and the drinks were excellent and not expensive. It was a fun night. I didn't get back to my hotel until 3 in the morning. Hey. Day 2. I didn't get up early, which was obvious because I had a lot of fun from the previous night. So I just had a late breakfast. I went downstairs, found a really good cafe, and got a corda de marisco, which is essentially Portuguese bread soup with shrimp. A corda consists of bread mashed up with garlic, cilantro, olive oil, vinegar, and poached eggs. It was so delicious, and it did wonders for my hangover. Ow. Then I went on to continue exploring Lisbon. My next stop on this walking tour was the Belém Tower. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was such an experience standing there by the water and looking at the tower. But what even got me more excited was the fact that we could rent bikes to ride, which was so cool. There are paths along the water where you can ride bikes, and it was such a thrill. Renting a bike from the promenade is one of the finest things to do in Portugal. What got me super excited for this was the Pasteis de Belém. It's a bakery there that sells these amazingly popular custard tarts that are super popular in Lisbon. And I have been anticipating them for months leading up to my trip. And let me tell you, y'all, the people who spoke about these tarts were not lying. It was one of the best things I've ever eaten, and I was thrilled to try it out. This specific bakery is one of the most well known for Lisbon's famous tarts, and rightfully so, because they use a 300-year-old recipe for their pastries. Now from there, I went to the LX factory. It is one of the most incredible places in Lisbon. It used to be a factory, but now it's used as a collection of shops, cafes, bars, and restaurants. It was fun looking around. I bought some stuff, and then we went to the National Tile Museum. That place houses so many pieces of beautiful and technical art. I was amazed at all the pieces I saw. These people didn't go to art school, yet they created these beautiful pieces. I mean, that's pretty cool. And after we were done, I got another cup of coffee because why not? It's Lisbon. So then I just headed back to my hotel. So I returned to Rua Nova de Carvalho, or Pink Street, which is a famous part of Lisbon. It's lined with bars, clubs, and restaurants. I had dinner at a restaurant over there. And for dinner, I had chicharrões fritos, which is a fried mackerel with some rice. And I was not disappointed, y'all. And from there, it was party time for me. I went to the rooftop bar and I enjoyed a Fado music performed by a band. They were outstanding and I had a really good time. Day 3. So on my third day, I woke up really early and had breakfast at this coffee shop close to my hotel. Then I headed out for the day trip to Sintra. I took the metro and it only cost me about €5. The ride lasted about 40 minutes and then I was there. So I took a bus, and there are communal buses at the train station. The buses offer 2 rides, one for going and one for coming back to the Sintra station. The first stop dropped me off at the Moorish Palace. That place is fun, and climbing the towers gives you a terrific view. Next up, I had to take a hike uphill to the Pina Palace, which was interesting, but it was worth it. Pina Palace is so beautiful with its vibrant colors. They let us explore the palace grounds, which was fine. After the Pina Palace, we took the circuit bus back into Central Town Center and had lunch at a Portuguese tapas restaurant. I sampled through a couple of seafood petiscos, including fried prawns with garlic and coriander, even polvo and lagerio, which is lagerio style octopus. The food quality was excellent, and I enjoyed the friendly family restaurant vibe as well. I even ended up making friends with the manager. He packed me some pasteis de nata before I left. What a great guy. After returning to Lisbon, I took a nap, and when I woke up, I went to check out the Alfama area. In 1973, Lisbon went through a series of disasters, from earthquakes to fires, which destroyed the whole city. Alfama was the only part of Lisbon not destroyed, so it's really historical. I took a tram to the city, and in 20 minutes, I was there. Alfama truly is beautiful in a romantic sort of way. It has a lot of narrow, cobbled streets and all kinds of cozy little shops. It was like stepping back in time. The buildings were so colorful and all. They almost felt magical. I also visited Feira de Lagra, a flea market, and bought some more souvenirs. Now, by nightfall, I was totally wiped out. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. I went to the rooftop bar and had dinner and enjoyed the food and the view one last time. I headed back to the hotel early and packed my stuff because I had an early flight back home. I'll definitely be visiting Lisbon soon. I had to wake up really early to catch my flight, and I won't lie, I'm going to miss Lisbon. I didn't even get the chance to even visit the beach or try the pottery making. You know what? It's my sign. I should be back real soon. Lisbon is such a dream. From its history to the food to the sights, it was really amazing. I'm glad I went on this trip, even though I'm sad to leave. One thing's for sure, Lisbon is a place where I'll be coming back to again. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments. Bye.